So today, like I'd always wanted to fly an airplane, and I just was always afraid to. And there was also this decision: oh, should I do it? Should I not? Is it safe? But now I have a rule that if I want to do something, I'm just going to do it. And my OCD is going to pop in and out or be there for a really long time, and I'll just do it. So today I was able to actually fly a little airplane, and my OCD was there pretty much all the way through. But I was able to do it, and it was great. So yeah, it's just, that's different. To me, I always felt like I couldn't handle the OCD thoughts or the discomfort of whatever it might be, the doing the thing or going to the dentist or whatever. So I would try to make myself comfortable. Oh, I can't do this because I don't feel uncomfortable, and that just made me feel like I couldn't trust myself in that situation. And going towards it, now I've built now I can lean back and say, oh, I was successful in this way. And I can lean on that success when I'm in a state where I'm like, oh, can I handle this or not? Yeah, I think a lot of patience there. It was not something that came easy to me. I think for me, it was always, if I did something or I didn't do something, like I wasn't able to go on that flight, I beat myself up over it. And I thought that that would be an effective way to make me act the way I wanted to act. And that was just like my habit. That was how I dealt with things. But I find that being compassionate is more effective. And I was always afraid that, oh, it was too soft. But I'm finding that that's not the case, that if I'm patient and compassionate to myself, I can actually do the things I want to do. And if I slip, then I can kindly try again next time. So it's just more effective. I like to do things that are creative and create and be curious and explore my curiosities. I like to write and find new skills. And I also like to collect data now. I think I found that really helpful in terms of guiding what I do every day. And then I'll do something and I'll rate how did that feel when I was doing it. And if over time it's like an 8, like I'll rate it out of a 10. And if over time it's an 8, 9, then that's something I want to keep doing, even if I'm feeling tired or bored. And if it's something that's like a 4 or 3 or 2, then it's something I can discard and not really explore anymore. It's been a journey of just being curious and then finding out what other people are doing, incorporating some of that, and then putting my own twist on it. So I have a schedule of what I do every single day, from start of the day to get all my checklist done, and then I can just relax for the rest of the day to kind of balance and not burn myself out. But it was just being curious. And then I got curious about how to do Google Sheets, and Google Sheets let me make a schedule for myself that was really cool to follow. And so one curiosity led to another. And then I don't even remember where I got the idea. I think it was a YouTube video I watched to rate my activities. And so it's just about being curious and getting information from people that play poker on how they make decisions, and getting information on ultra runners on how they do their workouts and go towards discomfort. And it's just all these curiosities kind of coalesce together for me. I think one of the reasons why I've struggled with social anxiety a lot is because I look for validation from others, and to please them is my thinking on how to do that. And I think my ego plays a role in that. I think, oh, look how many people like me, and that just kind of feeds my ego. And it's not about deep, meaningful connections. It's more about, look at the numbers I have, or this particular experience. And those experiences could just go away, right? Like somebody could move or whatever. So that's how it pushes me up, is it pushes me away from my values and more towards inflating things that aren't even that important to me. Vulnerabilities come to mind. I think that's something else I've been exploring with. So right now I'm starting to feel anxious for some reason, and it just kind of popped up. Wasn't there before. And I think being comfortable in sharing that has been a game changer. A couple of weeks ago, I was in this class and I just shared, oh, I have social anxiety. And I didn't think, oh, going into that class, I was going to share that. And even after having shared it, I didn't really pause to think about that I shared it. But I'm glad I did. And I was able to 10 minutes later to notice that I did. And that was really hard for me to share. in the past before that class. It was always something that felt shameful to say I have social anxiety or that I'm feeling anxious right now. But I think at least gradually, in just sharing that out loud has made it easier and less shameful. I think one thing I learned was how important it is to share my story and then the story that I tell myself. I think those two things have been interesting. I think it was the first interview you did with me that I talked about. There's like a process to being able to share my story, and over time I try to get better at it, and I feel like I have. And then the story I tell myself is really important, because if I'm telling myself a story of I can't do this thing or I should be ashamed of having social anxiety, then it's really easy to just stay in a negative place. But if I tell myself a story of I can do all these things, or I slipped that time, maybe next time I'll act in the way I want to, that makes it easier to be more successful and do the things I want to do.